Hello? Hello?
Hello, Jim.
All right. Just wondering, I didn't hear a thing.
Yeah, it looks
I
like
know.
Pete's trying to connect to audio right now.
You're back in town, huh, Jim?
Back in town.
Good. I'll come over and see you later this week.
All right, that'll work.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Gary. Hi, Jim. And Robert.
Hi, Sherry.
How are you?
Hi, Robert.
Good.
Hello, everyone.
Where's the rest of our council?
Mike Shutron is out tonight with work, but I told Pete to go ahead and try to re-log in. He's having some audio difficulties, whatever that might make it work. And oh, there he is. Does it work, Pete? Yeah, okay. So he went off. So we'll let him try one more time because he's and Gary. If Pete can't do audio, you're gonna have to run the meeting.
I'll take care of it. Won't be very smooth, but I'll do it.
You got the mayor's back. I understand.
I know.
Gary, you're wearing the Frostbite shirt.
Yeah, I am.
I recognize
what-
that because I have.
I don't know what year it was, but I ran it 2 years ago. I'm running it this weekend. Are you running it?
I am.
Good for you. We're gonna have to bring our ice skates. I think it's gonna be cold and slick.
Yeah, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, it will.
Well, I see Pete trying to get back on, so he's still trying to connect audio.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, Gary, go ahead and run the meeting, and then Pete gets back on, he can take over.
That sounds like a good deal. I'm looking forward to the day we don't have to do this through Zoom. It's time that we'll bring the meeting to order and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. We won't stand because it's hard to do that while we're on this, but Jim, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag
of the United
of the
States
United States of America
and to the
and to
republic
the republic
for which it
for
stands,
which it stands,
one nation,
one nation,
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and
with
justice
liberty
for all.
and justice for all. Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
We'll have the approval of the agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
Council President, I make a
Robert,
motion to approve the agenda.
is there a second? Seconded by Sherry. So all those in favor say aye and raise your hand. Any opposed? Okay, we'll move on now to proclamations. And we have one proclamation. I don't have that read that proclamation. So why don't we wait till Pete gets on because he's got that and we'll have him read that proclamation. So is that okay to do that, Reed?
Yeah, that we can move that to when he comes back on. If
Okay,
not,
let's do.
we have a copy. We can do it for myself or.
Well, I'll tell you what. Do you have a copy, Reed?
I just
I
pulled
do.
it up. If you want me to read it?
Yeah,
Gary.
Robert. Why don't you read it, Robert?
All right. Random Acts of Kindness Day proclamation. Whereas the city of Green River recognizes the value of simple acts of kindness, performed without prompting or reason, and how these acts can positively impact the performer, the recipient, and onlooker of the good deed. And whereas February 17th, 2021 has been declared Random Acts of Kindness Day for Wyoming schools and entire communities. They are challenged to perform acts of kindness as part of International Day Kindness. And whereas people of any age can participate in random acts of kindness anytime, any place, and for the unselfish purpose of spreading goodwill. And whereas by providing random acts of kindness and reaching out to one another, regardless of social or economic status, education, gender, origin, religious belief, age, lifestyle, or abilities, we extend an opportunity for grace, dignity, and acceptance that might not otherwise be offered. And now therefore, Pete Rust, Mayor of Green River, does hereby proclaim February 17th, 2021 as Random Acts of Kindness Day in the city of Green River, and ask citizens of our community to join with him to recognize and perform random acts of kindness.
Thank you, Robert. Is there anyone on the call today that would have any comments on this proclamation? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to the presentations. And the first one is item A, Green River Chamber of Commerce. And so do we have anyone here for the, Lisa, there you are. We'll turn the time over to you now.
Thank you and good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm going to go ahead and I emailed you our oral update, the sheet, and then our snapshot for year in review for 2020, but I'm going to do a screen share and I've got a PowerPoint presentation to with my presentation this evening. One moment, please. All right, here we go. The Green River Chamber update is these totals are from January through December of 2020, our year-to-date totals. We had 126 vacation and relocations packets mailed out, 16,093 brochures distributed locally, and 17,745 walk-ins and 572 convention bags were distributed. We did our ribbon cuttings. The first one we did was KPAC Pharmacy. It was very well attended. It was really nice to see a local here open another local business. So we appreciated and all he and his staff that he did. So we did the KPAC. And then we did Peace of Mind Facial Rejuvenation for Gina Young. And the Hole in the Wall gang also helped us out with that. Then Castle Rock Medical Center, we did a ribbon cutting for an open house for their new building and renovation. So thank you all for who joined us up there for that. Commerce Bank of Wyoming, also we had a ribbon cutting over there in Rock Springs. And Serenity One Sanctuary ribbon cutting and open house that we had for their new location. They had moved down to a bigger location, so we're excited about that. Ribbon cutting and open house to celebrate the completed renovations for Lincoln Middle School. Then we did the City of Green River City Council political forums. And then we did the Sweetwater County School District number 2 candidate political forums for school district number 2. We want to give a shout out to the students and staff from the Green River Bible Christian Academy. They came down, they were looking for a project that they could do, a community service type of project that they could do in a safe environment. And since we haven't had anybody in our basement hosting meetings and such, they felt that that was a safe environment. So they came down and helped us put together some of the convention bags. We really enjoyed getting to meet them and having them help us out with that. So they helped us and we helped them. So it was great to get to know them. Through the COVID, we did support and spend local through the holiday season. Businesses that we included in the promotion are listed here. We did flyers, we did videos. We sent all the information was sent out email and on our Facebook page. There's some of the examples that we did to support our local neighborhood business promotion. Again, there's some more of our flyers of our wonderful businesses. Also, too, we also did a support and spend local gift cards that were available through the local businesses through Sweetwater County, and we listed them. Also, we did videos for them also and share that information throughout of our social media networks. Then we did our 5th annual Holiday Business Showcase that was held November 20th and 21st. These are some of the winners some of our raffle baskets that we had. We held this event in a safe manner. We had less booths. We had a total of 16 vendor booths, 11 storefronts, and 5 home-based businesses. It wasn't as packed as it has been in years past, but there still was people that attended, and we did that in a safe manner and had all the precautions from the health department that to stay safe with all those that we needed to do. And the vendors were very happy that the people that were there, they were buying, they did spend, they did come and support our local businesses. So we were happy about that. And here's some other booths and some of the other prizes that were won there. And some of our helpers that were helping us out that day. Then we've got our adopted tree. Our first place winner was Ace Hardware. This is the 5th year in a row that they've won it. So that's pretty serious business for them. So they got the traveling trophy and got bragging rights for another year. Adopted tree for a 2nd place winner was Complete Chiropractics. Jacob and his crew did a really nice job with their tree also. And then adopted tree 3rd place winner was School District number 2, the Transportation Department. So lots of fun. They were using it for some team building exercises, and they thought it was great fun, and we appreciate them doing that, and so we can have our holiday spirit through our town. Some of the business enhancement training that we did this last quarter, we did one was social media success that we hosted with Allison Profit. It was a simple recipe for social media success. It was really nice. We had about 27 attendees via Zoom, and it was really nice to be able to get some of the people that haven't been to our business enhancement trainings before as a free training that we offer to our chamber members. And they were really appreciative of that. And I'm thinking we're going to host part 2 of that because it was very well received. Then the Sweetwater County Travel and Tourism Certified Tourism Ambassador Program. Megan's our new hire up there. And she started at the end of December for us. And Megan and I completed that ambassador program. It was a pre-reading material, and then we did a morning Zoom meeting class in the morning, and then took a test at noon. So we were it's a wonderful program, and I'm sure Janessa will be telling you guys about that when she comes and does her update. But if there's anybody interested in this, let us know or give Janessa a call so that we can get all of our frontline employees or anybody for that matter to be able to be certified about all the wonderful things to do about our area, so we can educate everybody about all the wonderful tourism opportunities here. Then we've got our Green River Chamber Strategic Planning. That'll be February 22nd. And I've sent invites to you. There's a few I haven't heard back from us. So if you could let us know as soon as possible if you're going to be attending so that we can let the Hampton know for breakfast. We need a number for breakfast. We're working on our Distinguished Citizen Outstanding Business Award that will be presented in April. Cleanup Day, cleanup for 2021. We're working on that. We're just waiting to see what our COVID numbers are as we get a little bit closer. So we'll start working on that here shortly. Trails Day 2021. I believe that the bike clubs, they're going to try to wait till this fall instead of in June to do that. Just sort of waiting and seeing with that. Our Flag is of Honor, we're planning on doing that again in July, like we did last year. So this will be our second year for that. And River Festival, we're moving forward with August 20th and 21st. Run with the Horses will be August 21st. We've had runners sign up since December, so we're moving forward with that. We did that event last year and held that in a safe manner in compliance with the health department. So we're hoping to at least also again to host that event. It was very well attended. We normally have people from all over the country and out of the United States, but no out of the United States, no out of foreign countries this past year. But it was very well attended, all the different states that came to attend Run with the Horses. So we were very appreciative of that. Then we've got some new updates to our website. It's a work in progress, but check that out. We've got Megan has been working very hard to sort of revamp and revise that. And so I'm grateful for her and her technology capabilities. So, and then also to our new weekly e-newsletter has been renamed the Tollgate Member. We've got a lot of compliments on it being revamped, and it's got a new updated look to it. So we're appreciative for all the feedback that we've gotten from that. And then also too, coming soon is a new weekly e-newsletter. It'll be a Tollgate community. So not only the chamber members, but the community will be able to sign up for an e-newsletter to be able to get out to more people in our community and to be able to push our local businesses and service industries to the community instead of just through our newsletter that goes out to just strictly to our membership. And then again, I wanted to thank you for your continued support. I appreciate all that you guys do for the Green River Chamber and Visitor Center. And if there's any questions that you have.
Good job, Lisa. We appreciate everything that you do for the community, and the chamber's been a real asset to our community. And I remember years ago when it was just a little teeny room and not a lot was happening, and it's come a long ways. And so thanks for everything that you're doing. Does anyone else have any comments? Jim? Councilman
Lisa.
Zimmerman?
Lisa, thanks for everything. You're a real fire plug. I always enjoy watching you and listening to you, and your excitement is contagious. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
Does anyone, okay, Councilperson Bushman?
Thank you. Lisa, I just want to also compliment you for you've been doing in the chamber. I just want to let you know, like during the COVID time, well, from last year, doing the Facebook videos for the businesses was an excellent idea. I really like that, and I hope that the businesses around town appreciate that as well. And I just had a question. What time is that strategic planning on the 22nd?
It's at 8 a.m.
in the morning.
Yes, at Hampton Inn and Green River. So it'll be from 8 to 9
Okay.
for the morning, before our morning session.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
I see that Pete's back. Have you got audio, Pete? Not yet. Okay, we'll just keep going forward then, since Pete doesn't have his audio yet. So the next item on
Councilman Kilpack, I just let you know too, I just had got a couple texts from people outside who said there has been some issues with union and that kind of a thing. There might be some difficulties on some of that stuff. So I don't know. Just FYI, so you know. So if
Okay.
other people are here talking and everything.
Okay, sounds fine. Pete, if you can hear us when you get back on, just yell at us. You can take over the meeting. And so now the next item on the agenda is citizens' request. And Reed, do you know if there's been any citizens that have want to speak tonight at the meeting?
Councilman Kilpack, I think that looks like there might be a few additional people on here, but I'll let Chris let you know on that one.
Okay. Is there anyone that's on the Zoom meeting that would like to speak tonight and during the citizens' request and presentation? communications? Having none, I guess we'll move forward to the next item, which is a public hearing. The public hearing is liquor license renewals, and the purpose of this public hearing is for citizens to be able to voice any concerns, any comments or concerns regarding the liquor license renewal. So I'll open the public hearing, and if anyone has any comments on the public hearing, they can raise their hand or speak forth. Hearing no one wanting to speak on the public hearing, we'll close the public hearing and we'll move to the next item. Boards and commissions and appointments. Item A, an appointment of Amy Cox to the Wyandotte Green River Urban System Advisory Committee. Is there a motion? Councilman Zimmerman?
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to confirm the mayor's appointment of Amy Cox to the Wyandotte Green River Urban Systems Advisory Committee to a 2-year term beginning March 1st, 2021 and expiring February 28th, 2023.
Is there a second?
Second.
It was moved by Councilman Zimmerman and seconded by Councilman Berg. All those in favor, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to the next item, appointment of Andy Hooton to the Wyandotte Green River Urban System Advisory Committee. Andy Hooton has volunteered to serve in the Wyandotte Green River Urban System Advisory Committee. He is currently an engineer with the city of Green River. Is there a motion? Councilman Berg?
I move to confirm the mayor's appointment of Andy Hooton to the Wyandotte Green River Urban Systems Advisory Committee to a 2-year term beginning March 1st, 2021 and expiring February 28th, 2023.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Bushman, Councilperson Bushman. Seconded. Councilman Berg made the motion and Councilperson, Bushman made the second. All those in favor, raise your hand. Any opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. Moving on to the next item, item C, appointment of Neil Holcomb to the Wyandotte Green River Urban System Advisory Committee. Neil Holcomb has volunteered to serve on the Wyandotte Green River Urban System Advisory Committee. He is currently a street operations leader with the city of Green River. Is there a motion? Councilperson Bushman?
Thank you. I move to confirm the mayor's appointment of Neil Holcomb to the Wyandotte Green River Urban Systems Advisory Committee. Start a 2-year term beginning March 1st, 2021, expiring February 28th, 2023.
Is there a second? Councilman Zimmerman? Second it. The motion was moved by Councilperson Bushman and seconded by Councilman Zimmerman. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Any opposed by the same sign? The motion carries. I can see, Pete, that you can hear us, but I guess you can't talk to us. Okay. The next item on the agenda is item D, under boards and committee appointments. Appointment of Rachel Todd to the Wyandotte Green River Urban Systems Advisory Committee. Rachel Todd has volunteered to serve on the Wyandotte Green River Urban System Advisory Committee. She currently is the transportation supervisor for the Sweetwater School District Number 2. Is there a motion? Councilman Zimmerman,
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to confirm the mayor's appointment of Rachel Todd to the Wyandotte Green River Urban System Advisory Committee to a 2-year term beginning March 1st, 2021 and expiring February 28th, 2023.
is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Councilman Zimmerman and seconded by Councilman Berg. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Any opposed by the same sign? Motion carries. Item E, reappointment of Mark Westonsko to the Wyandotte Green River Urban System Advisory Committee. Mark Westonsko is the Director of Public Works Department with the City of Green River. He has served on the committee for several years. Is there a motion?
Mr. President,
Councilman Berg,
I move to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Mark Westonsko to the Wyandotte Green River Urban Systems Advisory Committee to a 2-year term beginning March 1st, 2021 and expiring February 28th, 2023.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilperson Bushman, and the motion was made by Councilman Berg. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Any of those that may oppose by the same sign? Moving on to council action items. Item A, consideration of award of the Monroe and East Teton water project to Lewis and Lewis. Mark, do you have information for us on that?
Yes, thank you. Make sure my sound is good. Sound all right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Council President Kilpack, members of council, mayor who's listening who can't speak to us. The next 2 items are actually the same project. We have been preparing a project to. Oh, there was sound there. That was good. We were preparing a project to install a water line in Monroe Avenue and East Teton Boulevard. The water line will run basically from in Monroe Avenue from the entrance to Veterans Park over to East Teton and then down East Teton to the new treatment plant site, the new wastewater treatment plant site. This is going to be part of a loop that will be continued and completed with the new treatment plant. It'll provide fire flow to the new treatment plant, along with providing some resiliency for the fire flow on that end of town, around the Public Works Complex, the rodeo grounds, and the like. Also providing opportunity for future expansion of water in that area of town in the future. The second item that goes along with this, the first item is the award of the bid. We got 7 bids, some nice tight competitive bids on this one, which we're really pleased about. And the second part will be the award of the materials testing contract that goes along with some testing that we don't have the ability to do in-house, but we work with the local engineer to get that testing done for compaction.
Thank you, Mark. Does anyone have any questions of Mark or any comments? Hearing none, is there a motion? Councilman Zimmerman?
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to award the Monroe and East Teton Water Project to Lewis and Lewis Incorporated in the amount of $404,880.51 per the bid, and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement.
Is there a second? Councilperson Bushman?
Second.
The motion was made by Councilman Zimmerman and seconded by Councilperson Bushman. All those in favor, please raise your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed by the same sign? Pete, I can hear you. Do you want to take over the meeting?
Sure, I'll try. So I'm on my phone for audio and the video on the computer. So bear with me. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Item C is consideration to ratify the submission of assistance to firefighter grant application to the Department of
Mayor?
Homeland Security.
Mayor,
Um,
we're on
yes.
item B. Item B.
Oh, pardon me. Consideration of award of materials testing for contract for Monroe and East Teton water projects to Inberg Miller Engineers. Mark?
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. This is the second part of that same contract. The first contract is for the construction with the construction company, and this second part is for the materials testing with the local engineer.
Okay, I think it's self-explanatory. So do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Councilman Kilpack.
I move to award the professional service contract to Inberg Miller Engineering for construction materials testing services for the Monroe and East Teton water project in the amount of $5,800 and authorize the mayor to sign the contract.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilman Kilpack and seconded by Councilman Berg. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Now we go on to item C, consideration to ratify the submission of an assistance to firefighter grant application to the Department of
All right, Gary, take that over. Gary, you're muted.
Okay, sorry about that. We're on item C, and who's to speak to that one, Reed?
That'll be Larry Erdman.
Mayor,
Larry?
yeah, Mayor, Council, Larry Erdman, Assistant Chief Fire Department. So the AFG grant is one of the most competitive grants in the emergency services. It's funded by FEMA and the Department of Homeland Security. This year, so the grant period is very short. It opens and closes in a relatively short time. So this ratification is to make it to where we could submit. Well, we've already submitted the grant. It closed Friday, February 12th. So we put in for the grant amount of $317,000, $317,772 for the purchase of 48 portable radios. The city would have a 5% match for that. So the city's match would be $15,888. So with this grant, sometimes it might take longer than our fiscal year. So there is a chance that if it's awarded after July, we might have to just move the money into next year's budget as well, if it goes beyond that.
Thank you, Larry. Does
Councilman
anybody?
Kilpack?
Yes.
Councilman Kilpack. Can you hear
Yes,
me, Gary?
Mayor. Yes, Mayor, we can.
Okay, I'll try again and
Okay.
okay, so do we have a motion on this? Councilman Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to ratify the submission of the Assistance to Firefighters Grant application with the Department of Homeland Security in the amount of $317,772.27 for 48 portable radios for the Green River Fire Department.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Zimmerman, seconded by Councilman Berg. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, consideration to submit a staffing for adequate fire and emergency response application through the Department of Homeland Security for additional staffing in the fire department. I'm assuming, Larry, you're taking this also?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. So this one here is for staffing in the department. It's the same one that we applied for last year and was rejected. We're going to try to reapply for it again. The first 2 years, the Department of Homeland Security will fund 75% of the salaries for the additional person. And then the third year, they will cover 35%. So with that, we would have a 3-year contract with them. And then after that, it would be up to us to determine whether the position is still necessary or what other routes we want to go. This person is going to be used for making sure we have daytime response with a fire truck operator, as well as doing other jobs that are necessary to keep the ISO rating at what it is and to help out with making sure we're compliant with NFPA standards as well.
Okay, does anybody have any questions of Larry? So I don't know if you guys saw in the chat, but now also Councilwoman Bushman is having problems with her connection. So, and we need to have, well, we got 4, but Sherry's trying to get on again. So let's wait a few minutes, okay? And then I'll ask for a motion. There's Sherry. Can you hear us, Sherry?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I think we're quasi okay. So we'll entertain a motion on this. Councilman Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to authorize the Green River Fire Department to apply for the staffing for adequate fire and emergency response grant with the Department of Homeland Security Assistance to Firefighters Grant.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Zimmerman, seconded by Councilman Kilpack. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Item E, consideration to submit a grant application to the Rocky Mountain Power Foundation. Who's handling this one? Staff? Oh, Brad.
That'll be me, Brad Rainey, Parks and Recreation Director. Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's hard to believe, since we cleaned up the city so fast, that we had a storm that uprooted all sorts of trees around the city. Ron Wild from Rocky Mountain Power has been in touch with Reed and reached out to him to see how they could help. And that's kind of where we are with this. We're going to submit, and we would like to submit an application to the foundation to purchase some of the trees. We're looking at about 42 trees for this amount. It'll depend, but something close to that, and hopefully for a spring tree planting to replace some of the trees that were knocked down. There's not a match requirement or anything from the city for this.
Wow. Great. Does anybody have any questions of Brad? Okay. Well, let's have a motion.
Mayor,
Councilman Kilpack.
I move to approve Parks and Recreation Department to submit a grant application to the Rocky Mountain Power Foundation in the amount of $7,500 for the purchase of 42 trees that will be planted in the spring.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Kilpack, seconded by Councilwoman Bushman. I saw her first. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item F, consideration to submit an application to the National Park Service Rivers, Trails, and Conservation Assistance. Brad?
Okay, thank you, Mayor. This is a grant application, but it's not for money. It's for technical assistance from the National Park Service. It's a program they provide where they provide their professional expertise for various projects. What we're looking to do with this is rewrite the Greenbelt Master Plan. This is a plan that's managed by the Greenbelt Task Force, but we will be submitting the application with them as our partner. Just a quick history: in 1990, the original Greenbelt Master Plan was written through the same assistance program. So they brought in their people and engaged the community, and I've shared it with you, Pete. Anybody that would like to see the old plan, it's pretty interesting to look at some of the drawings. Many of the things that were in the original plan have been accomplished. We have some new leadership on the Greenbelt Task Force. John Freeman's the chair right now, is just elected in January. So it's a perfect time to rewrite this plan. So we're just looking for your approval to submit this. No money involved or commitment on our part for money, just time and support.
Thank you, Brad. Does anybody have any questions of Brad? Okay, I'll entertain a motion. Councilwoman Bushman.
Sorry, I'm using two computers. I move to approve the Parks and Rec Department to write and submit the application to the National Park Service, RTCA, Program for Technical Assistance.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilwoman Bushman, seconded by Councilman Berg. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? It's unanimous. Item G, consideration to approve the liquor license renewals. So we have the public hearing on this, and this is just then the motion to formalize the approval of the liquor licenses. Do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Councilwoman Bushman.
I move to approve the renewal and issuance of the liquor licenses presented for a term beginning April 1st, 2021 and ending March 31st, 2022.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Okay, who's going to be first? Councilman Zimmerman. Okay, we have a motion by Councilwoman Bushman, seconded by Councilman Zimmerman. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Again, it's unanimous. Gary, did you have the opportunity to read the proclamation?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we did, Pete. We did.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Good. Okay, consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Mayor,
Councilman Kilpatrick.
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, Robert, I'm going to say you were second. Moved by Councilman Kilpatrick, seconded by Councilman Berg. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving on. City Administrator's report. Reed?
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. I did want to do a quick update here. No, thanks to Rocky Mountain Power for being a good partner to Green River. Those trees and stuff, that's a great help with us, especially with the amount of trees that we do. It definitely helps with our Tree City USA continuation as well. Thanks to those guys for reaching out to us. Just two quick updates. We are working with the SCDC right now, and they are putting together an entrepreneurial community program. And this is actually a pandemic recovery team. We were selected as a rural community to move forward with this at a hugely discounted rate to work with small businesses within Sweetwater County to help them through this timeframe. It's going to be a 90-day program. We're just going through the final details of that right now, but that should be a really good program for our businesses. And complementing that, we were today through Jenny Melvin and through URA Main Street and the Wyoming Business Council, they reached out to us to see if we wanted to be a part of the development readiness initiative that they're putting together. And that is something where we work with URA Main Street businesses and help them it's actually helping the city to help set up a roadmap, if you will, of what we need to do to move that forward. So when you look at our growth management plan, or you look at the, some of the 2020 plans, those kind of things, this is going to be just another tool in the toolbox for us to work with small businesses, get all those involved, and move that forward with some consultants that will come in and kind of outline that plan for us. So between that and this entrepreneurial community program with this other consultant group, I think those things are going to be really helpful, especially coming out of this pandemic and moving forward with some of the things that we want to do with our downtown and Second South and those areas. So that's pretty much all I have. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Reed. Mr. City Attorney, Galen, do you have anything?
I have no report tonight, Your Honor.
Thank you, Galen. Okay, council, let's start with, we'll start with the top of the row here, at least on my screen. Councilman Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no report tonight other than to ask our citizens to remember to shop local and buy American, please. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Zimmerman. Councilman Berg.
Yes, Mayor. There's one thing I want to bring up, and it's that it's came to my attention that at our rec center, we have no type of security cameras to watch over different things like kids playing or being mischievous. Nothing to show if somebody walks by and snags somebody's backpack and walks off with it. Anything to keep the staff safe, the patrons safe, anything like that. So I was wondering if there was any way in the next couple months we could have a workshop to discuss whether it would be beneficial to the city staff and patrons of the rec center to have security cameras up there.
I think that's a good observation, Robert, and we had heard from several citizens on that, and I think that we will schedule a workshop and address it in the near future. And I think also as we go ahead with perhaps in our next finance committee meeting, we can talk about it also, because it sounds like a good plan, needs to be done. Councilman Zimmerman, did you want to say something? Currently
No,
not.
Mr. Mayor.
Okay, I just see your light going on and off. Councilman Bushman. Sherry?
Oh, thank you, Mayor. I don't really have a report for tonight, but I kind of want to echo what Councilman Zimmerman was saying, is to shop local. It's very important that we do that here. And I agree with Robert, we definitely need a workshop receiving that information about the safety at the rec center as well. So just kind of echoing, but thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Bushman. And Robert, I don't know if I cut you off. Were you done?
It's all good, Mayor. It's just one of those that I know it comes down to funding. I know we're in a budget crisis, or could be in the near future, but we also have to prioritize safety. So that's all I have.
Okay, good. I just didn't want to cut you off. Good point. We need to discuss it for sure. Councilman Kilpack.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to echo what Robert has said about cameras at the rec centers. Safety and security to me is very important, and so I support any workshop that we can have to discuss that, to see what we can do in regards to security and safety at the rec center or any place in the city of Green River. And also the other thing I have is on the disc golf. I've received a lot of emails and a lot of people for and a lot of people against. And I'm just wondering if you've set up a time to set up a workshop for the disc golf. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Kilpack. And, my comments relate to exactly that. I've spoken with all of you except Robert. March 9th will be our next scheduled workshop. And that would be the date that I believe that we have everybody agrees that we're getting materials in still on a daily basis. I think all of us are getting calls, getting emails and things like that. So we'll continue to receive those informations, and that's our next scheduled workshop date. And we'll schedule it for March 9th. And Reed, help me out. Is that at 6 or 6:30 generally?
6:30, Mayor.
6:30. Okay, so March 9th at 6:30, we'll be taking that up. Does everybody agree with that? Okay. Councilman Zimmerman, did you have something?
Yeah, I was just curious on that point right there. If, as entering into March, did the city administrator get any further with us coming back online in chambers?
We are looking at starting in March to start doing live meetings through the chamber. Yes.
Very good. Thank you.
And I do think that for those that there are a lot of people that, depending on their vulnerability and how they perceive that they would still prefer to have Zoom. So we still might have that available. And if we agree as a group that we'd prefer to show up, we can do that. And if somebody both on the council chooses not to, perhaps we can do that too. I don't know. I see Chris has appeared, so I'm guessing he wants to say something.
Honorable Mayor, we are working on that system. It is not quite up and running, so you have to give us a bit more time than March to do that. But that is a system we are working on running.
Okay.
If all goes well, we'll have it ready, but my luck hasn't been that good lately because I did not win Powerball.
Yeah, me neither. That doesn't seem right.
But that is the plan. We're working on that as we speak.
Okay. If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mayor, I'll make a motion. We adjourn.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilman Berg, seconded by Councilman Zimmerman. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Aye. We're adjourned.
Have a good night, everyone.
See you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Night.